Hi everyone, my name is Katie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my very ambitious, very insane, very chaotic October TBR, which includes not one, not two, but 3 readathons and also my own TBR game. How big will this TBR be? Excellent question. My guess is 30 plus books, to be honest. That is my guess. It's pretty normal for me, I feel like, because I'm a mood reader. I like to have big TBRs because then I kind of like pick and choose. I have a lot of different ways to move around depending on my mood. But let's get into it. Let's talk about how this is all gonna go, and let's start picking some books. Before we get into our official TBR where we're playing games, we're pulling prompts, we're doing all these things, there are some books that are non-negotiable on this TBR. The first is the book club pick for the Tortured Readers Book Club, which is a book club that I run with Rainy from Rainy Blue Reads. In October, we're going to be reading Bonded by Thorns, which is a reverse harem Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm really excited to pick this one up. The edition is stunning. I'm obsessed with it. I've never read anything by this author before, but we'll be over on Discord. We have chapter breakdowns and things like that if you want to chat about the book. We also will have all-day reading sprints and a discussion as well. If you want to join the fun and read with other people, you are more than welcome to join. The link will be in the description below if you're interested. Then I am also having kind of like a little TBR takeover corner, and this is for my friend Sarah, who has been very patiently waiting for me to read these 2 books. So it is time, and I'm going to do that. And that is Flame and Sparrow by S.M. Gaither. I'm going to read that. And I'm also going to read Heat of the Ether Flame, which is part of the Spark of the Ember Flame series by Penn Cole. Those 2 are going to be happening specifically for Sarah. So Sarah, prepare to be messaged by me. It's happening. Then for buddy reads, I will be reading The Women by Kristen Hanna. Cannot wait to be emotionally devastated by this book. Kristen Hanna always brings the pain. You are always in your feels, guaranteed. I'm also going to be reading A Curse of Something and Something. Please hold. I'm also going to be reading A Curse of Blood and Stone. This is book 2 in a K.A. Tucker series, a fantasy series. I know the next book just came out. I think it's like 4 or 5, so we're behind. Catching up. Then I'm also going to be doing a buddy read of Reign of Rose by Kate Golden, which is part of the Dawn of Onyx series. I cannot wait to show you guys, but I got the special editions from the Probably Smut Book Club. I cannot wait to show you when I have them all together. So those are non-negotiables. Those are books that are on this TBR no matter where it goes. Obviously, I would love to fit them into the prompts if I can, but those are on the TBR regardless. So the first thing that we're going to do is my own TBR game, which is not necessarily a game versus it is like prompts. I have these wonderful TBR cards, and they have different tropes on them, and that's going to be how we decide some of the books. So how I do this is, I'm probably going to be really kind to myself, seeing as how we have so much going on. So I'm going to choose a number generator, and I'm going to choose between 1 and 10, and that's going to determine how many cards we're going to pick. We got 7. Not a bad start. Not great, but not bad. So let's get started. We have to shuffle. All right, first pick. We got a book which fits the current season we're in, which honestly, I'm so excited about this. I also feel like whatever book I choose for this prompt is going to be able to be like transferred to one of the other readathons. So this is exciting, and I know exactly what book I'm gonna pick. For this prompt, I'm going to choose Given Our History. I actually just got this book 2 weekends ago, a weekend ago, recently, and I don't know a ton about this book. I do know that it is fall setting. I mean, look at this cover. I absolutely love it. And I do know that it is second chance romance, and it takes place at like an academic setting. So like it's in a college. I think they're both professors and they haven't seen each other in a long time. So I have a feeling I'm gonna absolutely love this one. For card number 2, we got Multiple Point of Views. What's nice about this is I have so many choices, so many, but I think what I'm going to do is I don't want it to be dual. I really do want it to have like 3 or more. So for a book with multiple point of views, thankfully, I'm able to fit in Bonded by Thorns, which is the book club pick that I mentioned earlier. So yay, 1 less book to add to the TBR. Very exciting, very pleased about this. This book obviously follows, I believe, 5 different characters. I believe there's 4 males and 1 female. So I double checked. There is more than 3 point of views. For pick number 3, we have a book with a purple cover. I already know exactly what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna be reading Play Along by Liz Tom Ford. You guys, how have I not read this yet? What is wrong with me? Great question, great question. Probably because I stack my TBRs way too high and then I get overwhelmed. That's probably why, but we're gonna ignore that because it's happening. It's happening. I've heard this is one of the best books in the series. It is book 4 in the Windy City series. I love this series so much. I cannot wait to get into this book. I cannot wait. For pick number 4. Ooh, set in a city that I love. I'm gonna change this a little bit and just say in a setting that I love, because I'm not actually a big city person, if that makes sense. This is a location where I just love when a book is set there. I just love it. I immediately am like, okay, let me read this. Let me read this. I might need that. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna read Morbidly Yours. I also just got this book and it's so intriguing to me. It's so intriguing. So we're following Callum, who needs to get married in order to take over his family's undertaking business. Insert Lark, who has sworn off love. She's running away to Ireland because she's done. She needs a fresh start, but she's definitely not interested in relationships, in love, in any of that, right? She's been hurt, she's dealing with some traumas, something's happened, right? And so naturally, these two are gonna enter an arrangement. I don't know at what capacity, no idea, but there's gonna be shenanigans here, right? There's gonna be shenanigans. I've heard he's very nerdy. I heard it's very opposites attract. I've heard such good things about this one. And like I mentioned before, it's set in Ireland, which immediately means I'm in. On to pick number 5. So far, I'm really loving where this is going. Ooh, with a flower on the cover. So for a book with a flower on the cover, I'm going to be reading A Reign of Rose. I'm so excited that I was able to fit this into a prompt. This is the 3rd book in the Dawn of Onyx series. It is a romantasy, adventure, slow burn, open door series. The first book, I devoured it. I could not put it down. I enjoyed it so much. Second book kind of had like a second book syndrome, but the ending is gonna make you want to pick this up immediately. So I'm very nicely waiting for my buddy read friends, because I did get an early copy of this, but I'm waiting for my buddy read friends so we can read it together and experience it together. I cannot believe this series is gonna be over. What do I do with my life? But I'm gonna do this one. Book number 6, a one-word title. One-word title. I don't know that I have a lot of books with one-word titles. So I'm gonna pick this book because honestly, I think it's short. I've been meaning to get around to it, and that is going to be Crossroads by Devney Perry. It is set in a small town. I wanna say maybe romantic suspense. I don't know if it'll tell me any of the information about it in here either. I have the tabs already in it. Let's see, any kind of blurb? No. So I don't have the blurb information because this is a special edition, so I'm not quite sure what this book actually has going on in it. But I do know that it is small town. I do know that it is a romance, maybe cowboys. And for our last card, oh, okay, we got a music romance. And you know what? I know exactly what book I'm gonna pick. I know exactly. I've been meaning to get to this book for a while. I'm so excited to finally be able to put it on my TBR, and that is All I Want. And what I know about this book is that it is essentially a second chance romance. They were together, I think, or maybe they wanted to get together, and then the female main character, she goes off and she becomes like a pop star. But 10 years go by, 10 years of secrets and feelings not shared and no communication, and now she's returning home, and I don't know what's gonna happen because 10 years is a lot to try and reconcile, right? So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I mean, obviously they're gonna figure it out. It's a romance. I'm hoping there's going to be tons of pining. There's going to be just such a wonderful slow burn in this. So stay tuned. So now that we've done the cards, that portion of the TBR is over. We are going to transition into TBR Harvest, which is put together and created by my good friend Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. Leandra's whole thing is really about reading the books that you own and really kind of like getting your TBR down to 0, which is such a wonderful goal. And thank goodness I have her, because I'm all about adding to the TBR. I'm not great at lowering my TBR. So she always keeps me on point to think about the books that I have first before, you know, getting different books from different services and things like that. Leandra has created 3 different challenges for you to participate in TBR Harvest. It really depends on you, your mood, and what would kind of like make the most sense for you as a reader. I will have her channel and her announcement video linked in the description below, and you can find the right fit for you. I actually am going to completely revamp it for myself. I know Leandra won't mind, because again, the goal is to just read books. So for me, the best thing was I essentially took prompts from all 3 of the different challenges and I put them into a spinner wheel. So just like we did with my TBR cards, I'm going to generate a number between 1 and 16, because that's how many prompts I have. And then we are gonna spin and pick books. Pulling up the random number generator. So I'm actually gonna generate between 1 and 10 just because I have so many books that are already on my TBR. I worry if we go up to 16, knowing my luck, we're gonna get like 16. So let's see what we get. Okay, this was very nice to us. I accept this. We got 3. Okay, so let's pull up the wheel. All right, for spin number 1. For spin number 1, we got a mostly black cover. I do have lots of black books. So for mostly black cover, I decided to read Dark City Omega. This is a book I got because I am part of the Probably Smut Book Club subscription. And so this was sent to me. It's really cool. It even has black sprayed edges. So I feel like it fits the prompt very well. Oh my gosh, even the pages are black. Okay, this is like the perfect book then. I really don't know much about this. I genuinely could not tell you. We're gonna go into it completely blind. So you'll see in one of my vlogs what unfolds in this story. Time for spin number 2. Okay. We got TBR backlist. Okay, so many. So many books are on my TBR backlist, to be honest. Let's see, what's a book I've been putting off for a long time? Okay, so not a super old book, but a book that I genuinely did want to get on my TBR, but I just haven't found the place for it, and I feel like this is the perfect excuse. And this is Little Do You Know, which is a debut novel, and I do know book 2 is coming out really, really soon, so I want to get to this. I do know this is like, I think, Friends to Lovers. I think it is Brother's Best Friend, and I think it is also sports romance. It follows a football player, and I think they end up having to like rent the same place. Like there is forced proximity in this book, but I'm just so excited to finally be able to put this officially on my TBR. For our last spin, we got Autonomal cover. So we need a fall cover. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm feeling so excited because so many books on this TBR are books I've been meaning to get to for so long, and I'm feeling so excited. So excited. Granted, I don't have audios for a lot of these, so that doesn't make me super excited, but we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. For this one, I'm going to choose Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Leese. This is the second book in the Wilmot Sisters series. So the first book is Two Wrongs Make a Right, which I really enjoyed. Jamie is such a good book boyfriend. You will fall in love with him, I promise. But the third book, Twice Smitten, Once Shy, I think. I will correct myself. It comes out early next year, and I do need to read that, so I need to pick this up. And it's finally time. It definitely has like leaves, falling leaves, and I think the orange really makes it also feel fall, so I'm counting it. So the last readathon we're going to talk about is Fabelin, which is put together by Margaret from The Word Nerd, and I'm very, very excited about this. I joined Shadow Aegis, I think is how you say it. I wanted to be on Neva and Leandra's team, so I'm very excited about that. I very rarely get to be on a team with both of them, so I'm very, very excited to help us get the victory. This is all inspired by D&D, which I am relatively new to, but the best thing is you don't have to know anything about D&D to play this game. Honestly, it's really more about community and just reading and having fun, and of course, competitiveness if you're into that, which I am. So what you'll do is I will have Margaret's channel and her announcement video linked in the description. Check out her announcement video. You'll be able to join the Discord, and there you will find all of the rules on how you can get involved and how you can play and build your own TBR. Something really important is you get to build your character. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my character, and your character is how you will earn bonus points for the books that you read. So I am a fairy, which means I get to read romance, which is perfect because that means every single book almost will count because I read a ton of romance. I am a charlatan, that is my occupation. So I have to read books that have these words in the title for extra points. Words like actor, ambush, luck, lie, secret, thief. So we'll see. That one might be trickier. I'm not super convinced I'm going to be able to get those points, but it's not the worst bunch. And then my weapon is a bow, which means I get to read arcs, which is so good because you guys, I've been looking for an excuse to go through my arcs, and I have so many. So just to give you guys a few that are on my TBR that I'm hoping to fit in some way, shape, or form. I'm not going to go into detail about all of them, but you are more than welcome to check them out and get more information. If I do end up reading them, I will go more in depth in my reading vlog about what they're about. So I will go over first the books that are already released that you could pick up right now when you see this video, because I have not read them yet, my bad. And then I'll get into the books that haven't been released yet. So for the books that have been released, there's Alternate Endings, This Summer Will Be Different, A Novel Love Story, The Ex-Vows, The Fiancé Dilemma, The Lovers, Nothing Like the Movies. Those are all on the TBR, and they are all out when this video is out. Books that have not released yet are Double Apex, Flirting with Disaster, Out of the Woods. You guys, I cannot believe I have an arc of Out of the Woods. I literally want to cry. I cannot wait to read this. It's happening in October. Whether it fits a prompt or not, it's happening. First Time Caller, A Reign of Rose, Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer, Love You a Lucky, If I Dig You, Under Lock and Key. Those are just some of the arcs that I'm hoping to get to, that I'm hoping to fit into this readathon, because you can plan in this readathon, but really it's going to be more spontaneous, you know what I mean? Like, you're not quite sure what obstacles you're going to get and then what side quests you're going to get, so you plan hopefuls and you hope for the best. In terms of host favorites in this readathon, there are 3 that are on my radar that I'm really excited to get to, and that is House of Bane and Blood, and Heat of the Everflame, and God Killer. So if I can add those in, they are absolutely happening. Heat of the Everflame is part of my Sarah Takeover, part of my TBR, so that is most certainly getting read in October, but the rest are just hopefuls. But anyways, you guys, that is the bajillion books that I'm hoping to read in October. If we have any that are similar, I would love to know. If we are in any of the same readathons, let me know. What challenge are you doing from TBR Harvest? Are you in Fablin? What team are you on? So that's all I have for you, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!